Welcome to the Redlining Podcast. We are slipping very quickly away from winter. It's getting quite chilly out there at the moment, but autumn is always a lovely time of the year. To my right is the one who's always lovely all year round, the beautiful Richard Parker. Hello, my friend.
Hello, how you going?
I'm not too bad. How's your week been?
Shit.
Shit. Tell us about your shit week, Rich.
Nah, it's been all right. I'm looking forward to my holiday next month.
Where are you going?
Gold Coast.
Or whatever. Good for you.
Amusement parks, kayaking,
Kids.
yeah.
Across from us on the hot seat tonight, we've got Ramesh. He is all the way from Sri Lanka, am I correct in saying that? Yeah. And he is a progressive and trance producer and DJ.
DJ.
Not producer. He just DJs. He just steals other people's shit and plays it. Right. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. How's your summer been treating you?
Pretty good. Good. It wasn't the summer, was it?
No, it wasn't the summer. Actually, I'll tell you where our summer was. Like the last 2 or 3 weeks, we're all fucking working.
100%.
That's where our summer is.
100%.
Yeah. And now the clocks go back at the weekend.
Yeah.
Summer's gone, man. Bye.
There was no summer.
See you later.
No. Is that this weekend? Daylight savings.
Yep.
What the?
Oh, damn.
Fair enough.
Flies.
Extra hour in bed. Or for those clubbers out there, an extra hour in the club.
So how's the performance has been over? You've been getting out there and getting behind the decks, or however it is you do it yourself?
Yeah. Well, I do a bit of side hustle on weddings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's been good. I think all the weddings which didn't happen through COVID was pretty much happening now.
So weddings pay quite well though, don't they?
Yeah, that's where I get my investments.
So that's where you get your money to do the real stuff,
and
right?
then put it back somewhere else.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Come a bit closer to your mic, bro. Just pull that close to your face. Pull that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make love to it, man.
So when you're doing weddings, do you ask for a playlist?
I ask for a playlist, yes, and I say, hey, that's not going to be played 100%, but so I can gauge what they kind of like, so that I can prepare myself for it.
Do you like when you get your playlist? You look through and go, "I'm not fucking playing that." I've got dignity, all right, and no one's going to dance to that.
Yeah. Oh well, I've been doing it for a while now, so I know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah,
you can have it there on the playlist. That's fine, but end of the day, it just comes down to me to make them dance, right?
Of course.
So,
yeah.
That's one of the things that you have to do as a DJ, I guess.
Yeah.
So
what's the weirdest thing you've been asked to play?
Baby Shark.
Oh, fuck.
What?
That is tragic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've dealt with a lot of those stuff, but yeah. Sometimes you cannot say no.
No, they're paying you, so you got to just get on with it.
Well, if it's coming from the people who actually hired me, I'll think about it. If not, no.
So do you get a lot of drunken requests?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Of course, yeah.
What do you do to deal with them? You just go, just
nod my head.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Nod my head and just play along, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's all right.
You get those odd ones who'll just stand there, stare at you.
Yeah.
And I'll just not look at them.
How long have you been in New Zealand for?
16 years now.
16 years. So how old were you when you came over?
23.
23. Oh yeah, an adult.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Did you just come over, just for a holiday to start with, or did you?
No, I came for studies.
Oh yeah.
I came for studies and never went back.
Same here. Well, no, I didn't study. I came over with my partner, but didn't come back. Didn't go back.
Yeah.
So good place. Yeah. So what did you study?
Graphic design.
And you're a graphic designer now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's my full-time gig.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Freelance?
A little bit of freelancing, but I work for a company as well.
Oh yeah. Nah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So did you start the music back home, or did you get into it in New Zealand?
Back home, bedroom DJ.
Yep.
And then got to New Zealand. I used to do events in Sri Lanka itself with a couple of my mates, and bedroom DJ. Never played for a crowd.
Yeah.
And got here, and then it was kind of funny. I was working at this place part time when I was a student, and I met this lady. She was like, "Hey, so my husband's a DJ, part time DJ. He's got this gig coming up, but he doesn't want to do. Want to do it?" I was like, "I know how to do it, but I don't have any gear." It's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. He's got all the stuff." It's like, "Okay, cool. Just tell me how to connect it." I've never even knew how to connect PA systems. Went over, he showed me how to do it. The following, or the same weekend, I had a sedan. Had to put 2 massive PA speakers in my car. Took it to the gig.
Yeah.
Made it work. That was pretty much my first public gig.
What was the music you were playing?
I was a Sri Lankan event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
It's-
How many people?
Probably about 100.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I was a community hall or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, that's enough pressure. For
Yeah, that's
good.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It was good. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I got paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Especially for your first gig,
Yeah,
innit? Yeah,
exactly.
you usually have to do them for free.
Yeah.
So what's the electronic music scene like in Sri Lanka? Never thought I'd ask that question. Is there a scene?
So when I left in 2008, it was coming up pretty fast.
Yep.
And when we started doing gigs, I started doing gigs in 2006 in Sri Lanka for me and my mate. And the first gig that we did was hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we managed to get there was a massive club in Sri Lanka at the time. We managed to get about 1,000 people in there. And towards the end of the night, we managed to, we knew a guy who played electro at the time. So we chucked him on, and some people weren't happy about it. It's like, this is a hip hop party. Why are you playing electro? It's like, yeah, okay, keep on dancing. But that was then, and then kept on going for electro. And then I left 2008, and my mates were still doing gigs.
Yep.
We did a beach party with all electro and house and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And then I kind of lost touch, but I knew the scene was there. And then it converted to tech house. It was massive back in Sri Lanka at the time, and then probably say 5-6 years ago. And now I was in Sri Lanka last September. Progressive. It's massive.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
It's crazy. They bring the biggest artists down to Sri Lanka now. Alex Orion was there
Oh, yeah.
probably 2 months ago.
Really?
Big names, and it's an island. So
Yeah.
beach parties.
Yeah.
Any given weekend,
Yeah.
you'll find at least 5 to 6 big parties, big beach parties, progressive based mostly, and rooftop parties in the capital. It's mostly progressive, I'd say.
Sounds cool.
Yeah,
How many
it's
people
awesome.
at these parties?
At least 300, 400
Nice.
average. Yeah, and then if it's a big one, you'll probably get about close to 1,000.
Do they go on for a while as well? Yeah. So they
They
just
go
like
for
start
ages. Some of them goes for like 12 hours.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's
or
nice.
even a whole weekend.
Yeah.
Back when just after I left, my mates were doing island parties.
Oh yeah.
You literally have to get on a boat and just go to the
that
island
sounds
the whole weekend, from
really?
Saturday till Sunday.
You mean like little, like Beachcomber Island, like small islands?
Small
like
island,
that? Yeah,
small
yeah, yeah.
island, and you probably get like a small hotel or something like that, and you just hire the whole place through the party.
That's immense.
It's crazy.
That's cool.
Imagine the logistics. You have to take everything from here to there.
Yeah, true.
It's
But
just
what a
cool.
party.
Yeah, it's good. I
do you
missed
mean?
out on it,
Yeah.
but I've seen photos. I've heard about it. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So so when you first started DJing, what was your music style? Was it hip hop?
Nah, electronic,
Oh yeah.
electro. Yeah.
So when
electro and house.
when did the trance element come in?
When I moved to New Zealand, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Was it 2000? I knew. I listened to trance. Never really properly played it. I had a bit of TS2 and Armin at the time. They were the highlights at the time. Played a little bit of that, but not so much. But electro was the thing, so that's what I was playing. And then 2010, I think, I went to a Trance Nation, Tidy. That was the gig.
Oh yeah.
I went to the gig. I was like, oh, just go check it out with a few of my mates. And that hit me hard. I was like, oh, this is freaking cool. Yeah. It was a production, everything. It was a studio.
Yeah.
Probably 1,000 people. It was
Where was
probably
it, sorry?
Studio.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that with the Tidy Boys?
Yeah, it was
Oh
Tidy.
yeah. Nice.
That was the first time I saw Tidy. And that weekend I went home, did my homework. I was like, oh yeah, what is trance? And found Armin, of course. And then I was like, found State of Trance.
Yeah.
That led to all these other people. So, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. And then first episode of State of Trance that I listened to was 425. And at the time, I had a USB on my stereo, so every week I'll download it from torrents, chuck it on my USB. That'll be playing for the whole week in my car.
Yeah.
So that's where the trance came in. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. I can probably start downloading and start playing.
Is torrents downloading still a thing? Is it still?
I don't,
oh, really?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Well, so much is so available now without having to do that it's...
So I remember that, like downloading movies and stuff from torrent.
But like, for example, like State of Trance is now like a YouTube video, full-on production.
Just a button away,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, their studio's immense. So here's a question for you, right? Why is it that trance is massive everywhere else and not in New Zealand?
Such a common question. I don't know, to be honest. Like, I have my theory. It could be wrong. It could be right. I think from what we saw back in early or late 2010, 2012, 2013, probably pushing it. And after that, there was such a gap for the people who were coming out, or who were in uni or who was coming out of uni. Didn't really get exposed to it probably. And then, of course, if you're not exposed, the promoters aren't going to do anything because there's no money in it. And I know, you probably know Lead Events.
Yep.
All of those people, they've done a lot. Like, they used to bring 3-4 internationals a year. It used to be cheap, and I used to go for all of them. And then after we finished, there was that gap, and then that kind of died down after that, and we're all sort of old, and we got we started have kids, families happen, mortgages, and then you have other priorities in life.
Sure.
And then you kind of miss that bit, and then, as I said, the people who were coming out of uni and stuff, they kind of like missed out on it. There was no one to carry that forward. And you don't see any young people playing trance anymore anyway, right? So, and also the other thing is radio. You hardly hear anything on radio. So that's...
George doesn't play any like trance stuff, do they? No, it's all drum and bass and...
Yeah, it's all house or drum and bass, isn't it?
Yeah.
Generally plays a bit on Fridays sometimes.
Yeah.
It's all classics. Again, classics only.
Yeah, exactly.
We need some new stuff too.
Enough gatecrasher, we need something new.
But there's like Australia, there's a massive trance. I know, obviously, bigger population, bigger country.
Yeah.
But Australia has a massive trance community, and they bring out over all the big European trance DJs, Armin van Buuren, Fred Corsten, they all come over. No one ever comes here. So I think the last two trance DJs or duos that I remember coming here were Super 8 and Tab and Kyle and Albert. And that was, 2013, 2014, something like that?
Yeah. Oh, they used to have Alex Morph.
Yep.
Ali and Fila was there. It's all lead event stuff, I think.
Yeah.
We would have been in the same gigs then.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so it used to be pretty good, right?
And then there's been this kind of barren period, and then you guys at Lost in Sound, which is your promotion, right? Yeah. So talk to us about, before I go into that, talk to us about Lost in Sound. When did you start the promotion?
Exactly a year ago.
Oh, right.
1st of April. Just did it for fun of it. So the backstory is I used to help out my mate who's down in Wellington. His brand is called Signature Socials. I don't know if you've seen it. So Ashwin, he's based in Wellington, and I started talking to him through Trance as well, Trance New Zealand or Trance Auckland Facebook page. And we've been in touch, and one of these, I went down to watch an All Blacks game, and I said, hey, man, I'm coming down. I've never met the guy. 5 years I've known him on Facebook.
Oh, yeah?
I said, hey, I'm coming down, and went down, and he said, when I said I'm coming down, he was like, oh, we'll just organize a trance party. I was like, okay, cool. And I had to carry my controller at the time, and took it down, finished the game at the kicked in, ran to the city. There's so much traffic.
You didn't take your controller to the game, did you?
I set the controller up before going to the game.
Okay.
So, that was the first time I actually had a proper trance gig in New Zealand to play. So it was more...
When was this?
2018, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 17 or 18, something like that. It was more side trance, and I was the opening DJ. So I got to play 136, 138.
Yep.
So I finished there, and I stuck around for a bit, and I just kept it. And then
So-
after
sorry
that,
to interrupt. It's funny you say like I got to play 136, 138. You got house DJs going, whoa, over an early set. Holy shit!
well, you gotta create you
Of course,
gotta create the atmosphere, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah, of
it's
course,
side
of
trance,
course.
so it's like I don't even
Just
know
like
where to start.
1,000 or something.
175. It's like,
Yeah.
oh damn. But that's how I met him, and we've been doing gigs here and there. And then he wanted to come to Auckland to do a gig. I was like, oh, it's pretty much dead. I was like, we'll just take a chance and do it. And I was like, okay, cool. And I just let it be, and I didn't really respond to it because I thought, oh, no, it's not gonna happen. He managed to get Sky City Bar 21.
Oh God!
He
okay.
booked
Really?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He booked it. He said, hey, all right, venue's booked. The catch is 10 grand bar spin. I was like, how are you going to
Holy
make that?
shit!
Yeah.
Fuck. You're
Yeah.
right.
That was.
Have you seen the prices there, though? Not hard.
Yeah.
Not too hard.
No. Crazy.
A couple of bottles of verve.
That's half an hour you walking in. Isn't it?
Mortgage. Whoops.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he booked it. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'm not financially investing, but I don't have anything to invest, to be honest. But I'll help you with any way I can with the promo stuff and all that. So, of course, me being a graphic designer, I did the flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did all the promo stuff. It's like, oh, this is cool, something for me to do on the side. And we managed to get like 320 people.
Oh shit!
Through
That's
the
good.
door.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, but
really
I
good.
don't think we hit the bar sales, but they were happy with it.
I wonder why that was.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was such a good night. So we started with progressive trance and ended with a side trance set. It was crazy. That was the first gig in 2019, I think. November, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy.
So that encouraged you to put more on.
Yeah, and then following February, I went to Transmission 2020 with him. We already kind of lined up the next gig. He managed to get Alex Di Stefano.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And again, Sky City. I was like, okay, cool. It's one gig for locals. Second one is international. Okay, we'll just try it. And then, we went to Transmission and all that. Met a couple of Kiwis like, oh, so you're from New Zealand as well? Yeah, all right. So Alex Di Stefano in New Zealand, in Auckland one, and the following day in Wellington. It's like, cool. And then we managed to get those people at Transmission to come to the Sky City gig as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the biggest crowd, but it was nice. It was good. Not 300, but we probably had about 250.
Yeah.
And then the following day we flew to Wellington, did that. Wasn't the biggest either, but we made it happen.
Yeah.
And COVID.
Oh, yeah.
That old chestnut.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
No, it's true. It's true.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of backstories for COVID. Though.
Yeah. There
Oh,
is.
right.
There is.
So it was the second gig, and March I went to Sri Lanka. I got stuck there for 2.5 months. Got back in June.
You're stuck there because you couldn't come back. Because,
Yeah, flights.
Oh yeah.
Flights
Fair
weren't
enough.
operating. Oh, there's so many things weren't operating.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Airports, flights, immigration.
Was that was last year? Or was that the year
2020.
before? 2020. Yeah. When the shit hit the fan. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got back and remember how we had to stay in a hotel room for 14 days.
Oh yeah.
I did that. While I was in the hotel room, I was like, so it seems like everything's coming back to normal. We should do something. I was like, okay, cool. Planned another one called Kaleidoscope. Did the flyer and everything while I was in isolation in the hotel room for August, I think. Managed to find a venue within. Also, I got out of isolation after 2 weeks, so I had another 2 weeks to actually find a venue. Yada yada. Found Round 6, I think. Albert Street.
Yep.
Yeah, and made it happen. That was when we were all coming out of lockdown, so everyone was eager to go out.
Yeah.
Probably
Good time
like
to do it.
$15 a ticket or something.
Yeah.
We had about 250 people.
Wow.
That was
That's cool.
crazy.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
like everyone wanted to go out, have fun,
Yeah.
see people, and get involved, get socialized and stuff like that. So that was the third gig. And then on, it was like, okay, we need to plan properly so that we can have maybe once in 3 months you do a trance gig, because if you don't want to dilute the scene by doing too many. Then it just becomes like, oh, okay, he's doing another party. It's like,
Yeah.
So carried on like every 3 months or so. And then Ash was doing a lot of stuff down in Wellington as well. One thing that I realized is that Auckland actually do have a proper, genuine trance crowd compared to Wellington.
Maybe they just haven't had the options, eh? They haven't had the actual...
Probably not.
Well, no one
feed.
stepped forward to put on these trance parties.
Yeah, and
you know?
then all of that happened throughout. And then last year, when was it? Early last year, Ash got COVID, and he had it kind of bad. And I'm like, there's nothing for me to do now. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. Well, wait a minute. I got all the equipment in my garage. I have people who can play. I know them now, like they're actual proper friends. Let's just do something. And then that was February. We were all waiting to get out again because that lockdown carried on for what?
That was fucking ages, wasn't it?
Man, it was
Which one?
in and out, in and out.
The really long Auckland one. Where all
2020 or
we had
21?
21.
Yeah.
Borders closed. You couldn't do anything. You
Yeah.
could only meet 5 people, go outside and talk to them, yada, yada.
Just one person had it.
Yeah.
Good one.
Crazy. We all thought, you know what, we'll just, friends only, we can do something because according to the rules, you only
the
allowed to
bubble.
have, the bubble,
The bubble.
100 people only, invitees, or
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's like, okay, cool. So, and a friend that I met through the scene is Deepan. You probably know him.
I don't know him. I know of him.
Yeah. So he's like an older brother to me. He's really nice guy. Advises me on everything as well. So like, hey, shall we do something? It's like, yeah, man, we're itching to get out and do something. Okay, cool. Let's just do an invitees only gig. And we managed to book the venue, Ramz V again, because I've been there before. A week before the gig, they messaged me saying, hey, no, we cannot do it because it has to be a sit-down gig. How are you going to do a sit-down trance party?
Yeah, I fucking remember that.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And messaged a lot of venues. And one place got back to me saying, all right, let's maybe have a chat. And that was Win-Win in Ponsonby. Went and had a chat. And they were like, okay, cool, let's just do it. As long as you're adhering to the rules and regulations as far as you know, who's coming to the gig and you have your contacts of them, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, yeah, cool. I didn't want to get in trouble. I'm just doing it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be getting in trouble for it.
Exactly.
So February, I think we did something like all for friends and stuff. So that was that. And
Was that just the downstairs in Win-Win?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the downstairs. And we had probably about 50 people, all known people, everyone, friends pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, so it's actually possible to do it. So, all right, I might as well do it. So Ash was still in the hospital and stuff. And I
shit.
can't do anything without him. Maybe I might invest on whatever I have and just maybe try a small thing. And then that's how Lost in Sound was born. And then 1st of April was the first gig.
I remember going to an Ibiza Classics night last
Were you
August.
there?
Yeah, man, it was cool.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
I liked it. Yeah. That's how I first sort of came to know about Lost in Sound, and it was one of the first trance events that I'd seen advertised for a while. And I was like, oh shit.
I did not do any paid advertisements, so you were there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was. Wow, and I enjoyed it, man. It was good.
Awesome.
It was good. I'd never been to Win-Win either.
Yeah.
It's a nice little bar in Ponsonby.
Yeah,
actually,
I mean,
It's next to whiskey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same owner.
Yeah.
Real nice guy.
Oh yeah. That's a cool one.
Real
Yeah.
welcoming.
No, it was good. It was pretty busy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Pretty busy,
Sold out 2 weeks prior to the gig.
Yeah. No, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. So coming up next month is the big one.
Yeah.
So how did you get him? So you context. So you booked Solarstone for next month at the Mothership.
Yeah.
Now I have to say, Solarstone's one of my all-time favourite music producers and DJs.
You fanboys pretty hard.
Fucking yeah.
Fanboys
and
hard.
I've met Fatboy Slim.
That was disgusting. He was a quivering mess.
Just imagine what I'm like next to him. Right. Okay. Anyways, so how did that come about?
One of the guys who I met through the scene, they're like friends now, Rob. He tagged, he saw Solarstone posting saying he's coming to Australia for UMF. And he was like, hey, why don't you come to New Zealand? And he replies to Rob, Solarstone replies saying, so who does gigs at your end of the world? And he tags me and Lost in Sound, personal account on Instagram. This is
Yeah. Oh yeah.
5 minutes later, I saw the thing. I was in bed. So it was Tuesday night or Wednesday night, like 11:30. Rob was at work, so he was like working probably. And then I went on it saying, "Hey, Solarstone, yeah, if you're keen to come, let me know." And 5 minutes later, he messages me on Lost in Sound, "Hey, I'm keen to come. What's your email address?" And I sent him a reply, and he gets back to me saying, "All right, cool. My wife/agent will email you." Within 1 hour, we got to talking.
Sweet.
Yeah, the ball got rolled, and then within 24 hours, 48, we confirmed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that is fast.
People want to come to New Zealand,
Yeah.
but the promoters probably don't want to invest because it's there's a lot on it's a lot on the line, right?
Yeah.
It's not cheap to come here.
It's not cheap to come.
Yeah,
I've been approached by a lot of. I'll be honest with you. I've been approached by Caio and Albert. There was it Dan Stone or someone? There was a few more. But you have to calculate how are you going to sell tickets for a person in that caliber. So you have to calculate to see how much effort you'll have to put in. And I thought, okay, Solarstone still produces, he's still got a radio show every week, and he still plays at State of Trance and all these big events, festivals and stuff like that. He's coming to Australia for UMF. Might as well give it a chance. We give it a go and see where it takes us.
Oh, so he's actually going to be in Australia anyway.
Yeah,
so
he's going to be Australia, and I think he's going to Asia after New Zealand.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's doing a big tour.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as I said, it's a big risk for a person like me because I don't have a lot of money to invest. And I know a few people who are diehard trance fans, trance heads, and like, okay, boys, what do you think? This is how much he's asking for. This is the predicted budget. Are you guys keen to invest? And I put it to a few people, and 4 of them said yes.
Nice.
So it's me plus another 4. Well, they don't really have a representing brand per se, but there's 4 other people behind me.
How did the Solarstone All Night thing come about? Was that his suggestion or yours?
Yeah.
Did you not go, oh, come on, you're taking away my chance to support him now?
You know what? I'm actually like, oh, damn it. But so they sent us the contract. We were about to pay, and we were like, holy crap, this is so long. 8 pages long.
Yeah.
Reading point by point by point. And I've never done a proper international artist like that and never dealt with the contract side of things. We scheduled a meeting. So that's so the other 4 people are Adam, Derek, Pavel, and Stu. So Stu Lister is one of the oldest ravers that I know in New Zealand. You probably have seen him at Ibiza Club Classics.
Yeah, probably. If I saw him, I might recognise him.
He's 66 now.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay.
He lives in Rotorua. He still comes to Auckland to support all the trance parties.
Oh wow.
And goes to Wellington as well.
Yeah, good on him.
Nice guy. So me and Derek, myself, Derek, and Stu said, okay, Paula, we need to talk to you about the contract. Can we schedule a meeting? And we started talking, and there were some things that we need to talk about, the payments and all that stuff. And then on the first point on the contract said 120 to 180 minutes of playtime.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, so if it's cool with him, can we ask him to play 180 minutes or 3 hours?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, cool. He'll be fine with it. If you want, he can even do all night. It's like, my mouth went like this. Stu was sitting on the other side. He did the same thing. And Derek was like, don't show your emotions. Don't show your emotions. Like, yeah. And then I was like, hell yeah. But we didn't say it.
Yeah.
Because we were like, we need to still discuss with the other 2. There's 3 people here. There's 2 more on the side.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll have to speak to a couple of other people.
I'll have to speak to my guys. I'll speak to their guys.
Face.
We'll come back to their guys. And they'll come back to our guys.
We were down in Rotorua, actually. We were down there for Stu's 66th birthday.
All right, well. Okay.
And the party's on the other side. We booked a batch. So party was going on. So we were here trying to look all professional, talking to Paula with a straight face. And then she says, yeah, he could do an open to close lap. And that's how that came about.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
they were like, yeah, we'll talk to the other people.
For the same price? Oh, wow. That's good. Yeah.
The thing is, even Rich, he's been wanting to come to, he's been to New Zealand as a tourist.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Never
yeah.
played.
Yeah.
But they all want to come to New Zealand.
Yeah.
But again, same point. There's no money in it. So no one wants to promote trance in New Zealand.
Yeah. It's a shame, really. It is, considering how big it is everywhere else.
Yeah. I kind of like that a little bit. It's niche.
Yeah.
So it's not mainstream and you don't hear it every time you go out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, so you kind of network with the people that we all know. So like now I know that you've been, if I knew you, I would have spoken to you at the time, like, hey, man, and I know a lot of people by first name, even last name basis.
I'm not sure what state I was in, to be honest with you.
But that's good, 'cause that means you had a good time.
I did have a good time, yeah. Maybe too much.
So it kind of creates that community and they're all connected sort of a thing. So you kind of know them. You see them now you meet up with them for brunch or dinner or hang out and coffee and all of that stuff. So you kind of like build that community. So it's not too mainstream that it's everywhere you go.
Yeah,
It's
true.
just
True.
it kind of dies down with that too anyway. So
Is there much trance, or is there room for it in some of the bigger festivals we have here, like Explore, Shipwrecked, some of those other things?
I haven't been to either of them, but I know a lot of people who are trance heads who's been to Explore, and there's none.
Nothing.
There's no trance. And
Oh, no, there's definitely no trance playing there. But I think Daryl says, is there room for it?
I guess so.
They're so big, like especially something like Explore. Because I haven't been to Shipwreck, but Explore, they've got about maybe 5 stages, right? You've got 3 big stages, you've got a smaller one, and then you've got a couple of little hidden gems
Yep.
in the woods. And I just think that, I don't know, like my knowledge of trance is like, if it's not big, a couple of those smaller tents or smaller little areas that are hidden away, just lose yourself in that, you know what I mean? And
100%.
it just needs a little bit of that. The exposure needs to just come up a bit, you know what I mean?
Here's a question for you, right? Is there a stigma attached to trance by certain people that think it's a little bit too cheesy? And I'm just throwing that out there.
There
you
could
say?
be people who think that.
Do you think there's kind of a snobbish...
I don't know. It's interesting. The people who I know, like, let's say 25 of them who I hang out with and stuff, when we play trance, someone could come up to me and say, you're playing cheesy trance. That means the airy-fairy vocal stuff. That's a different kind of trance that we all know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have this feeling about trance. When people think it's trance, they think it's hard to listen to. It's hard to grasp, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's another thing. And they I don't know. I really don't know. I've never...
Because I think the whole festival thing is interesting because, like, again, if you go to Europe and you go to Australia, festivals, you have trance festivals, right? It's a sound that's produced for big PAs on a festival stage. Like, I've been to big festivals in Amsterdam where it's been trance. I've been to Dance Valley, I've been to Sensation, one of the ID&Ts, and you've got 40,000 people dancing to trance, all dressed in white.
Yeah.
And it's like a religion.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But there's no room for it here, strangely.
Sadly, strangely. Yeah, as you said, there's definitely room for it. Like we can try.
You're the man to do it.
Hey, I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. Like me having this opportunity talking to you guys is gonna get a little bit of hits, right? Like I'm not talking about Lost in Sound or me. I'm looking at trance in general in New Zealand.
Yeah.
If it's coming up, I don't care. I
It
don't
feels
care
like
who does it.
in those bigger festivals and gigs, there's just room for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There
definitely.
needs to be, and from what we experienced recently, there needs to be a little bit more of an eclectic mix for people, especially different times of the night and things.
Yeah.
It's showmanship.
Yeah.
And trance has a different type of showmanship, and there's there's a time for it.
Yeah. If you have 5 or 6 stages, just give us 50, like a small area. I'll make those 50 people dance.
Well, look. I mean, I know it's on a completely different scale, but in Holland at Dance Valley, you've got obviously it's in a massive park, and we're talking about 80,000 people here. but you have, and this is my issue with maybe Splore a little bit, is that you have stages that are genre specific. My issue with Splore this year was that I didn't seem to get that. You've got 4 or 5 or 6 stages, but they weren't genre specific, so you could bounce from one stage to the other and hear the same thing, which I find quite extraordinary. You know, like one of the beauties of going to a dance music festival, and to be fair, like, you know, Shipwreck, and they did that, is that you can pick the stage you want to go to depending on what kind of mood you're in to listen to. So if I want a bit of techno, you can go to a techno stage, a house stage, tech house, or whatever it is, and a trance stage, because trance is like, it's kind of its own thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, there's not that kind of festival, like where you've got multi-stages, there's definitely room for a smaller, maybe, trance stage.
Could be the smallest, I don't care.
Yeah.
At least we are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people, especially our age, would be like, "Oh, that's right." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
you hear that
definitely.
gate crash scene.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why do you go to Ibiza Club Classics? What was it, house or trance?
Oh, it's trance, without a doubt. Yeah.
Classics, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, so like when I first started getting into electronic music in the late, I was going to say the late 70s. Holy shit! I'm not that old. No, that's when I was born.
Yeah.
No, in the late 90s was like that. You know, it was brought up in the trance era of Paul Van Dyk, Solarstone. You know, Ferry Corsten, Armin van Buuren when they were starting. Paul Oakenfold.
Tiesto.
You know, Tiesto. Yeah. So. And you know, you start listening to Gatecrasher, and the Ministry of Sound stuff was quite trancey at that point. God's Kitchen, you know. So yeah, I'm just thinking, I could listen to a bit of System F, you know, out of the blue, one of my favourites, you know. Yeah. So you didn't play it, by the way.
What about Darren Knight? He would have played it.
I don't know where I was for his. Was he the vinyl DJ?
No, that was Mark Rawson downstairs house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Darren played from 9:30 p.m. I think.
Yeah, no,
I remember this because I'm planning the 2023 version, and I was looking at the lineup from last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it was just a nostalgia thing for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I hadn't been to a trance gig in Auckland for a long time. So I just fancied, you know, checking it out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I only know it from when in the late 90s and stuff. I wasn't really into electronic music much in the late 90s, early 2000s, but my friends were. So they'll be jumping into their like preludes, driving up into town and going to these gigs and like gate crashing CDs. I had CDs, remember that, in the soundtracks and that sort of stuff. And then I went to Vegas once, and Paul Oakenfold was the resident at Hugh Hefner's club, The Palms, which I was staying at. A lot of fun. And it was epic. It was
What's that club called?
I can't remember the name of the club, but the hotel was the Palms.
Palms, that's it, yeah.
Very cool. And there were 2 clubs. There was one down the bottom, which was the biggest one, and that's where he played. And there was another one at the very top of one of the 2 towers, which is about 32 floors up. And when that was going off, the roof opened up, and you're looking up at the desert sky.
Jeez.
So Vegas, man. Another level.
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
But to be honest with you, that was pretty much, and this was back in like 2008, 2009. And I don't, and everything, for me, everything just went like drum and bass and techno.
See what you said? The biggest room was trance.
Yeah.
Chemistry, I don't know if you remember Chemistry, 2012 at 2013 Town Hall.
No, I didn't.
It was labeled as ZM Chemistry. It was, who did that? M2. Marty, and I can't remember his
ZM as in the radio.
Yeah, so ZM was part of Chemistry Dance Party.
Right.
They had like 6 or 7 zones.
Oh, really?
Well, do you know what the biggest room was? Trance.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah.
10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs to be resurrected, or you know, maybe it's the time to sort of, because when you listen to, I've been listening to Solarstone's radio show recently. One thing I like about listening to his show is not the fact that he plays good music, because he does play good music, is that he's hilarious as well. Like, he's one of the funniest guys.
Yeah.
And he doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yeah.
But one thing he said last week was, techno is dead, viva la trance.
He's got it on a t-shirt now.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I do see that trance is having a bit of a renaissance. I think also, like, I heard this on the radio, not on his radio show, it might have been on someone else, that Calvin Harris's latest track is quite trancey, isn't it?
Yeah.
And people are jumping on board. But it was his show, because he turned around and said, "That's not trance, that's Europop."
2 episodes ago. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the case. I don't know. Techno won't die. But it's good to see, like, obviously trance sort of maybe having a bit of a renaissance. Although I haven't been to Europe for a long time, so I don't know. But I'm assuming that it's still going strong there. You know.
I'm going to Luminosity in June for 4-day beach festival.
Nice.
Where, sorry?
Luminosity in Zandvoort. That's 20 minutes out from Amsterdam.
Oh yeah.
It happens every year. It's only trance, and then now they have a progressive stage.
Oh yeah.
Why? Because it's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Exactly. And apparently the guy. So I met with Marsh when he was here in November, and he's playing there.
Mm-hmm.
Marsh is the guy who's going to be hosting the progressive stage with Jody Wisanov.
Oh yeah.
So Marsh tells me the guy who does Luminosity is a big progressive fan.
Ah.
He's not into trance apparently, but he's doing a massive trance beach festival for 4 days. And why? Because there's still trance alive in Europe.
Well, most of the DJs used to be Dutch. Big trance DJs, aren't they? It's a Dutch sound, isn't it?
Dutch, German, that's where you get the best trance DJs from.
Everyone's got Van as the middle name. Van.
I have to say there's some Irish people as well.
To be fair,
Irish friends will be like, "Oh, why didn't you not mention it?"
It's massive in
there's
Ireland,
a big
isn't
Irish
it?
following.
John O'Callaghan, he's great.
Brian Kearney.
Trance dude. Yep.
So what comes first, trance or progressive?
Trance.
And did progressive come from trance, you think? Or...
At the moment, you probably know this because you've been listening to Pure Trance. It's a mixture of a lot of genres at the moment. You can't really label it as trance or progressive or...
I think progressive covers a wide selection of stuff, because if you said to me what is progressive, I would have said late 90s house music is progressive, like Sasha, John Digweed, that's what they used to play. Progressive is more slowed down trance now, isn't it, rather than
melodic.
Very melodic. And there's a crossover between like progressive and melodic techno. Where does one start, where does one end, you know? Or where does one end, where does one start? So it's kind of a mixture of genres. It's just a slower tempo, very melodic,
100%,
and very popular.
Very. I mean, progressive gigs are happening around New Zealand quite often.
Massive,
now. It's awesome. It's that's a stepping stone for trance, I'd say. If you love progressive, you should probably come and check out a trance show, because we always start with the softer side of trance. All the gigs that I've done so far on Lost in Sound, we even have house DJs opening up, and then going to progressive, and then going to trance. So it's not only trance from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. So you have a bit of everything in there. But it's a progression, right? You have to get there. You're not going to open up with 138 at 9 p.m. You have to get there slowly. You just don't go bang, 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 bang. It's just, everyone's going to get tired of it after that.
I guess that's another thing why Solarstone wants to play for 6 hours. It gives them that opportunity to sort of go through the repertoire of playing progressive for 2 or 3 hours into the trance, and like doing kind of warming up for himself, basically.
What's on his rider?
Has he
got a rider?
Massive rider.
Is it really?
He wants 5 CDJs.
5?
And 2 mixers.
Wow.
I don't even know how to connect all that. I was just going to take it to Mothership, drop it off there, and tell, what's his name? Damn, I forgot his name. The manager, venue manager. Hawkins, Pat.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat, there you go. All yours. Now, apparently,
can he fit all that on the stage?
That's a good question. I actually thought about it too. I don't know.
It's actually quite a big booth there. Like when I went to Basement Jacks the other day, and I was actually surprised how big it was and how much they had, because when we saw Moose T, it was definitely a smaller stage, but it definitely expanded right out. So now they'd get it on there.
Do you know what we should do for a laugh, right? You should go on Trade Me and buy a load of CDJ 1000s and line them up and go, I hope you bought some CDs.
But yeah, it's for backup, he says.
Fair enough.
But because Mothership has everything, and they've got 4 CDJ 3000s and the Nexus 2 and everything. And they have a V10. So I asked Paula, hey, what about a V10 instead of a Nexus 2? She's like, no, Nexus 2.
Oh, really? Interesting. Oh, that is interesting. Oh, the Nexus 2.
It's Paul or his wife, manager.
Yeah, manager
Yeah.
wife. Yeah, she's nice. Yeah, real good.
Any other weird things on the rider? I just love this
Oh,
rider.
I think
got a big ass-
refreshment-wise,
Yeah, big, really big. He wants Evian water.
he wants...
Evian water.
Evian.
Evian water. 1 shot of tequila.
Really? Okay, just the one.
Yeah,
This
just
is
the
great.
one.
Did he ask for like lemon and salt?
It wasn't on the rider, so I guess it's probably.
Just give it to him
Like,
anyway.
if I ask for tequila, you need to provide that too. Snacks, of course. Red Bull. Was that Grey Goose?
It's whiskey, isn't it?
No, it's vodka.
vodka.
No,
No,
it's
And
it's whiskey.
specifically
Yes,
said
right, yeah.
there was some brands that he didn't
Okay.
want to have.
all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's playing for 6 hours.
Yeah,
I
no,
can't
you-
bargain now.
Yeah,
can
no,
I?
you
No.
So-
got to keep him
Even
happy.
the mixer, like that's
Yeah.
what I was talking to one of my mates over the weekend, and I said, "Hey, 5 CDJs, 2 mixers." Like, what the fuck? Give him my XZ and tell him to use that as a mixer. I was like, no, man, he's playing for 6 hours. I cannot bargain anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Has he got someone to mop his brow? During is that in his rider? Right, someone needs to mop my brow every half an hour.
That's funny. Okay.
yeah, but it's a big drinks rider too.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, 6 hours, man.
Yeah.
Solarstone
Well,
in New
right.
Zealand for the first time.
It's
6
epic,
hours.
man. No.
No, I'm not gonna even
No,
talk about anything
absolutely
else.
not.
Like, I'll give you whatever you want, man.
Yeah. No, it's great. Again, I'll reiterate that it's fantastic that he's come and played here.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that show.
Yeah.
21st of April?
21st April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, popped out. Sick.
Well,
Well,
we
I
are.
don't have to do all 6 hours, but I'll certainly come down.
Well, we're filming.
You might.
Are we are filming.
We're filming.
Yeah.
All right, we're filming.
Yeah.
I thought you're just going to go in by yourself and just walk around.
No, I need you, man.
Sweet. Man, that'd be cool.
It's crazy. I still can't believe it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got some stuff that I'm going to be announcing soon as well. We've got media involved as well.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say much because I just
No,
want to
that's
make
okay.
it 100%.
Yeah. That's all right.
I know what
That's
it's
all right.
like. Yeah. Until he's standing behind the decks, it's not really happening.
Yeah, exactly, right? And hopefully everything will go according to plan. I'm
sure it will.
Visa stuff and all that, man. It's just such a process, eh?
Is that's not something you have to get involved in, though?
Nah, we have to.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've done.
Oh, because I
I've
guess
done
it's
bulk of the
work
work.
visa and stuff, is
Yeah,
it?
work visa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's he from? British?
Yeah,
British, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's beyond that? Are you looking beyond that to the next gig?
3 weeks later, I have Jorn Van Deynhoven coming.
Of course you do. Yeah, another one.
Well,
So how different is that to have him here? Like as in sort of preparation and stuff
So
like that?
Jorn's agent reached out to me again last October, and we've been in touch. Like, the first thing I say to all these agents is that, hey, it's awesome that they want to come here, but this is the scene in New Zealand. I've always say the same thing on the emails. You can probably get 150, maximum 200 people, but then we cannot charge them more than $40, $50 a ticket because it's just not feasible.
Yeah.
But they're like, okay, that's still fine. He's going to retire soon. It's probably going to be the last time that he's going to be coming to New Zealand anyway. So he's not producing anymore.
Yeah.
So we've been going back and forth, me and the agent, and then I pitched it to Ash, and we were talking. We turned it down, saying that we cannot do it. We did our math. We're like, no, it's not possible. We can't even break even. You might as well save them money, go to Australia, go to Transmission or something like that, and come back. We save your money, but still have a good time. And then we have these, random big ass Facebook groups that you have, chat groups I'm talking about, who are all trance heads. And we said, hey, we've been trying, but we cannot do it. We're just gonna can it. And then one of the guys, Adam, was like, how much does he charge? And I was like, this much. He's like, all right, I'll just have him for my birthday then.
What?
Yeah. So it's not that expensive if you think about it. But then you have the hotel, the accommodation, the fly,
Logistics.
visas and all that, venue hire, yada yada yada.
Do you have to pay for the flight over from Aussie?
No.
So they
So
organise all
it's
the travel.
landed.
Right.
So
Okay.
both of them will land at price.
Yeah, okay.
But then you had to calculate the accommodation, visa, all of that stuff, venue hire, all that.
So you have to.
keeps-
That's a charge for you
that's
to
for
sort
us.
out. All
yeah.
right.
And
So-
then
Sorry. go
Adam said, "Oh, I'll have him for my birthday." I was like, "Yeah, okay, if you want to." And then like he was like, "Hey, are you serious? You're not gonna do it?" I was like, "No." And he messaged me saying, "Hey, you know what? I'll invest it. I'll invest 25% more." Like, okay, cool. You don't have to do all of that. Let me talk to Derek and Stu as well. They were like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." So that was lined up by, I think, February, just before the pool party went ahead. But then Solarstone just came out of nowhere. I could not pass on it.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So that's why it's 2 gigs back to back within 3 weeks.
Mate, it's exciting though. It is exciting.
It is definitely exciting.
So when you something you picked up, just to pick up on something you said there about the kind of crowd. So their expectations, because obviously these guys are used to playing to hundreds, thousands of people. Yeah. When you turn around and go small club, max 200 people.
Yeah.
They don't bat an eyelid. I mean, I guess like a more intimate gig might appeal to them anyway.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, Rich has done an interview with someone recently for New Zealand, and it's gonna get announced soon. So I was talking to the guy who did the interview. He said, apparently he loves doing long sets. Everyone loves doing long sets and then intimate shows. Like it's kind of cool. Like as you said, like you played State of Trance. Jorn played for like 15,000, and it's massive. Yeah, it's cool. Like you see all 15,000 in there, but then you don't get to like interact. And
there's a massive disconnect, isn't there? Because you're on this stage and there's like a big barrier and a big gap, and all you can see is a sea of whatever out there.
It's awesome to play. Like I would love to play there because I'm playing for 200 people max, right? I would love to play there, but then again, they've done all of that, so they want to come back and then just probably connect with us. Like fist bump while you're playing a good tune, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like that's something which I love about New Zealand is that like Super 8 and Tab or Caillou and Albert, all of that. Alex Morph, I was requesting too many songs, he took my iPod away. He took my iPod and he kept it on the side, and he only gave it to me after the gig. But he played all the songs. I only requested his songs.
Of course.
But and Super 8 and Tab, like I had managed to take photos with them, talk to them. Same with Alex Morph. It's pretty cool. Like that's the good thing about New Zealand. Like you get to talk to them while they're on the way to the stage or off the stage. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Like you go to State of Trance, no way.
Yeah.
It never happens.
Yeah, it's like a festival that I went to a couple of years ago, and the DJs just were mingling with the crowd. It was up at Matakana.
Jody Westernoff, when he was here, Paul from 24/7 put that up.
Oh yeah.
He was dancing with us when Alex Orion went off. Went on after him.
Yeah.
Jody was dancing with us. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
That's the good part about it. Like you don't get 1,000 people, but you get to enjoy.
You get that intimacy,
as a punter.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Because you can't be like just surround. It must be not. It's almost like a switch off. You know what I mean? Like you can't just go from 1,000 to nothing. You go from 1,000 and then a nice little 200, and it's just good, and it's smooth. And as you say, you can relate to the crowd more rather than having everything at arm's length.
Yeah,
that's rad.
It's awesome.
Do you know who the DJ Marco V is? You know who Marco V is, right? Yeah. So Marco V is a Dutch tech trance DJ.
Is it Marco Van something? I bet it is.
Probably is.
I don't know. I don't know his actual name, to be honest. Marco V, that's what
Marco V, yeah. Anyway, I've seen him quite a few times. I saw him once at a gig in Amsterdam called Inner City, where I feel is one of my favourite gigs in 2002. Anyway, I saw him in Brighton, where I'm from, in a club called The Zap once. And I was quite out of it, to be fair. And then, like after he finished, about 10 minutes, I was on the dance floor and I saw. So Marco V's a bald guy, right? He's like a short bald guy.
Is he short?
I don't think he's that tall. I don't think
for
he's
a Dutch guy.
Or maybe it's maybe I was yeah, for a Dutch guy, yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's a guy over there and I'm short. I'm like over 6 foot. So I saw what I thought was him on the dance floor. And I was, like I say, I was quite out of it. So I went up to him and I was like, "Oh my God, you're amazing! You're like," and I must have, like, my mate said to me, I was rabbiting to this guy. And then, like after about 10 minutes of sort of, I don't know, rabbiting at him, my mate pulled me away and went, "That's not Marco. Go and take another look at him." And I was like, "It was just some old bull guy." But the funny thing was, he was going. I don't even think I was comprehensive, to be fair. I must be just going. But, yeah.
A funny story. That's how I met Stu Lister, who's part of Jorn and Solarstone gig. Was at Dream State 2019, I think, October or something. I went to Dream State in Australia. I went with my mate. He doesn't listen to trance. He gapped it early, and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool. I'll just enjoy." And then two of my other mates, Mark and Mel, they were somewhere sitting, having a sit down, just having a chill time. And Rank 1 just finished playing.
Oh yeah.
Bald, glasses, old. And
Do they play Airwave? Yeah, of course.
And that was actually one of my favorite sets from that night.
Oh yeah.
And he finished playing, and he walked away. 2 minutes later, this old dude in front of me, and then this old guy was dancing in front of me. This young bloke comes and talks to him, like, "Did you just finish playing?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "No, I didn't. I was just enjoying it here." And he went away, and I was like, "I'm by myself." I was like, "Hey, did he just ask you that you just played?" It's like, "Yeah, ha ha ha." I was like, "Hey man, Ramesh, I came from New Zealand to watch the show." "Hey Stu, I'm from Rotorua."
Oh God.
That's how I met Stu.
No way.
That was how I met Stu. That's
Wow.
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny how you do meet these people, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, it's crazy. I've met so many nice people,
Yeah.
as I said. Same sort of mindset. We all do professional jobs and all of that, but when we go party, we do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then come Monday morning, take your kids to swimming or cricket or whatever. It's all in order.
And then the depression kicks in.
For another 3 months, you went for a gig.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, bro, we've just about crossed the hour, so let's wrap it up there. Cool. But let's just go one more time over everything that you've got coming up. So on the 21st of April, you've got
Solarstone
at
Mothership.
Beautiful. And you can get tickets where?
Eventbrite. Just go to, or just follow Lost in Sound on Facebook or Instagram. You'll find all the information there.
Sweet. And links, we'll put all the links in the thingy, in the bio thing under here. And in 3 weeks after that, you have
Jorn Van Deynhoven
at the
Mothership.
Beautiful
13th May.
Mothership's doing well.
It is. Well, it's a great place. It's a great place.
Doing good.
That's awesome. Like, I gotta give shout out to Patrick and Dan from Mothership.
Yeah, top
they've been
guys.
amazing.
Top guys. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. No, it's a great club, and it's what Auckland
Amazing
needs.
sound system.
Yeah,
Cannot beat
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you haven't been to Mothership yet, get there. It's very good. Actually,
Get your ass down there.
Yeah, I've been a few times now.
Yeah, get your ass down there for Solarstone. You won't be disappointed.
No. It's
You
awesome.
can see me fanboying at the side. No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, man. Thanks heaps for coming in and
you.
letting us know what you're doing. So Lost in Sound, is that you got your own website and presence and all that sort of stuff?
Website's coming up. I wasn't planning on making it this big, but then I think I'll probably need a website now.
Yeah, get a few names. Holy shit. Yeah.
Just social media for now, but see
Sweet
where it goes.
Again, we'll put all the links down below. Thank you very much for coming in, my friend,
Cheers.
and best luck for the future. And I think probably we'll get you on again in a little while just to see how you've recovered from all of these fantastic gigs you were going
That
on.
would be interesting to see.
That'll be
Yeah. See how it worked and what didn't work, and it's all going to work. It's all
I
gonna be
reckon
fine.
that'll be great, mate.
It'll be great.
Oh, and we're putting on a trance gig for the trance heads in New Zealand. So
So all you
We
over
know
40s.
yeah.
That's going to be good. Actually, no, that's a good point. I think, in all honesty, I think it's a good opportunity for we who remember it from back in the day to go along and bring some of your younger friends, even your kids, probably not, but younger friends, and educate them.
Yeah,
educate people on a different sound that hasn't been
Don't be
hasn't been
afraid
around
of
for a
it.
while. It'll be fun. Awesome, brother. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you very much
Thanks,
for
mate.
having me.
Cheers, Ramesh.
Cheers.
Thanks.